In this lecture, you'll learn how to evaluate security vendors and products using a structured, defensible decision-making model called the Analytic Hierarchy Process, AHP. As a security leader, you'll often be asked to compare tools, services, or providers, each claiming to be the best. AHP helps you move beyond gut instinct and flashy demos to make thoughtful, criteria-driven decisions that you can justify to executives, procurement teams, and auditors alike. With hundreds of security tools on the market, choosing the right one is not just about features. It's about fit. You'll encounter overlapping capabilities, inconsistent pricing, persuasive sales tactics, and internal stakeholder opinions that often conflict. Whether you're selecting an endpoint solution, a cloud security platform, or a penetration testing provider, your goal is to choose the vendor that aligns best with your organization's needs, risk tolerance, and strategic priorities, not just what's trending. Making the wrong choice can be costly, not only in terms of budget, but in operational complexity, user frustration, and long-term technical debt. That's why you need a methodical, transparent process. When you're faced with a complex decision, like selecting the best security tool from a list of equally impressive vendors, the Analytic Hierarchy Process, AHP, gives you a clear, structured path forward. Developed by Thomas Sadi, AHP allows you to break down that complexity into a set of manageable comparisons. You start by defining your decision goal, such as select the best EDR solution, then identify a list of relevant criteria like cost, scalability, ease of integration, or vendor support. From there, you rate how much more important one criterion is compared to another on a scale of 1 to 9. Once you've prioritized your criteria, you evaluate how each vendor or product performs against those same factors, again using pairwise comparisons. AHP then applies mathematical calculations to weight and rank each option. What you end up with isn't just a list of scores. It's a well-reasoned, traceable decision that reflects your organization's priorities. This process is powerful because it helps you strip away bias and emotion from your choices. It promotes alignment within your team and ensures that business, technical, and risk-related concerns all have a seat at the table. When you use AHP, you're no longer guessing. You're leading with clarity and structure. To apply AHP effectively in a vendor or product evaluation, the first thing you need to do is define your goal clearly. Be specific. For instance, instead of saying, choose a security solution, say, select the best CASB vendor for our multi-cloud environment. That sharp focus helps you stay aligned throughout the process. Next, establish your criteria thoughtfully. Don't just focus on features. Think across dimensions. Include things like technical fit, integration capability, scalability, pricing model, user experience, vendor support, regulatory compliance, and even roadmap stability. The right decision isn't just about what the tool does. It's about how it fits into your ecosystem. Then, move into pairwise comparisons of your criteria. For each pair, ask yourself, which of these two matters more, and by how much? You're forcing trade-offs, something most teams avoid but that actually brings clarity. This step reveals what you value most, and it prevents you from treating every requirement as equally important. Once your criteria are weighted, it's time to score each vendor. Evaluate how well each option performs on each criterion, again, using pairwise logic. It might feel repetitive, but it forces deeper thinking and reduces snap judgments based on flashy features or brand familiarity. Finally, calculate the weights and rank your options. You can use an Excel spreadsheet or an AHP-specific tool to do the math. AHP will also highlight inconsistencies in your logic, prompting healthy debate and reflection. What you end up with is a ranked list that reflects a collective, reasoned decision, and one you can stand behind during procurement, audit reviews, or executive scrutiny. So, what's your leadership takeaway? As a security leader, your credibility often hinges on how well you justify decisions, especially when there are large budgets and competing opinions involved. AHP gives you the structure to cut through noise, remove bias, and lead with clarity. When you use a model like AHP, you elevate your role from a technical advisor to a strategic decision maker, one who drives alignment, transparency, and trust across the organization.